It's Open House Thursday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Murayo Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies with me. White K in the building. How you doing?
I had to stay home. You know, my grandkids came in on Sunday. So I've been doing grandma duties. My mom's book launch was on Monday. So I'm just a grandma right now. I'm in grandma mood. But I want to apologize to a special lady, Shade Jokotade, right?
Yeah.
White. I forgot to tell her about the book launch and she was really, really upset.
Aww.
And you know, I meant to tell her. I don't know how it escaped me, so I hope she's watching. If you're watching, Shade, I'm sorry. Really and truly.
I'm sure she's forgiving.
I love your jewelry though. It's the first time seeing it.
Thank you. I've had it for years. It was my friend that gave it to me. She really just packed some in a black bag like this and gave them to me some many years ago.
Oh, nice. Cute.
I always love your accessories.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hello, Nima. How are you?
Good, too good. So I'm the one doing house chores. My son and his dad are the ones tired. I'm grateful. I was working I came home 3:30 yesterday and started cleaning, folding and washing and everything. And then my son comes in, I'm so tired.
Like, what did you do?
And then the father came in at night. I'm so tired. I looked at both of them. They slept before me. I slept at past 11. And I was like, see these tired people. See the person that is working. That's so like me.
Now you the monkey the work baboon the chop.
I'm telling you. I mean, I don't understand how. Now I'm even appreciating my help more because I don't understand how these kids don't understand the use of trash. They put it on the floor. I said, I just swept that place. Why are you putting? I mean, I said, why? It's like you don't understand that there's something called dustbin. Like there's a part of your brain that just, you know,
or they'll put it close to the dustbin.
They just put it on the couch. Put it. I'm like, you can't keep doing that. So you have to keep going over and over, clean up after them, get them to do it. It's just a lot of work. And you know, the big daddy too, same thing. I mean, I'm like, listen, you put the dish in the sink. You know, like let water flow over it, so at least you know you don't just leave it on the table and just.
Do you wash all the plates yourself?
Yes, I do. My kids also try to support me and help me, but I do that. You know, I do pots and clean. You know, mopping the floor. Last night I had to mop the floor. You know, I mean, I'm enjoying it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually enjoying it, but I know that at some point I'm going to hit that threshold. I'm like, okay, I need the help. But for now, I like that it's just me and the kids doing the laundries, taking them to the rack, ironing it, and getting them ready for school.
There's also an opportunity to raise your kids.
Yes, Elizabeth Lord, she ironed the kids' uniforms yesterday. You know,
so bonding with the kids.
Yeah, bonding well.
And it's good training for them. Because we are bringing up our kids to be so lazy.
And usually they do it because they see their parents do it. So it's not so much about you. They'll do it because they see you do it. They'll eventually do it.
We even want to help because when they see you going up and down,
they'll be
like,
after a while,
so much. Let me help.
I can't wait for my son to see me do it and just do it. You see my girl, I say, I don't even need to tell her to do it. She knows her part. But you see, I should.
How you doing?
I'm doing very well. So yesterday, thank you so much. Thank you.
Really pretty.
Very whiteish. Style is whiteish.
I just need to put a lot of accessories and I'll just be anti-whitey on the show. I'm doing well. So I think the government should, most of these filling stations, I think they should put the amount of how much they are selling their petrol outside before we get in. Day before yesterday, I went out with my friends and then we entered the filling station. We put 20k petrol. Our gauge did not even move. We now asked, how much are we selling per litre? The guy now said, we didn't see anything. They some filling stations
private ones.
I asked him, I said, how much? He said it's 1,100 per litre.
Nah.
I was like,
that's a rip-off.
And I asked him, he was not like his US fuel. I was like, what's my own business with US?
What is that?
It's imported. So I was so upset. So I think they need to.
I went to Ibeshe the other day and I noticed, we did notice that there were no tankers. Use these ships that carry fuel, and that's because they're getting it from Dangote. So they'll still be getting it cheap, and still sell it very high. You know, during the Christmas holidays, I noticed the amount of trailers going down that Lekki, plenty, because they're all going to Dangote.
Okay, let's go on a very short break. When we come back, we'll look at the front pages of the papers. Today's our Audition day. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
your seatbelt and get ready for the air ride.
Albert Chinua Achebe was born November 16, 1930 in Ogidi, Nigeria. He went to Government College in Umuahia, Nigeria. In 1948, Achebe won a scholarship to the University of Ibadan to study medicine, but after a year, he changed his major to writing. After graduation in 1953, he became a script writer for the Nigerian Broadcasting Service (NBS), eventually becoming the head programmer for the discussion series. In 1956, he visited London for the first time to take a training course with the BBC. On returning, he moved to Enugu and edited and produced stories for the NBS. Achebe was unhappy with books about
Okay, we're going to start with the nation. Tinubu to Nigerians: shun violence and promote unity. Aidatiwa sacks commissioners and special advisors. Experts list ways to bring down inflation. Global synergy key to sustainable growth. GHL, how 93 oil rigs workers were endangered by FBN. Court orders arrest of General Hydrocarbons crude oil cargo over dispute with FBN. This is such a messy story. What's going on with this back and forth?
She have tired.
GHL,
but the
FBN.
newspapers are making money because they are constantly writing back to back. So the GHL has, replied the First Bank on what they said. The First Bank accused them of being indebted to the tune of 225 million, and they denied that they did any of that. They insisted that the FBN was not paying its end of their agreement, their tripartite agreement, which then forced workers on the oil rig, about 93 workers, to go for a long period without food, provision, nothing on the sea. They said the FBN, and they called the Organim Patakpata, or the present Oga of the FBN, Alebioshu. They said then he was the risk assessment manager of the FBN, and then he had been called to intervene in the matter. He called suppliers, and he promised that they will be paid. So food was supplied, but that money wasn't still paid. The DHL had to cover for it themselves. Now they're saying, insisting, what the FBN is insisting, that 225 million that they're saying was diverted was as a result of the failure of the FBN to fund the rig, which was an agreement that they had entered into. So we are looking at it. And another funny part or interesting part is that the FBN on their own part have gotten a court order to now take over. So the Nigerian Navy they've confirmed that the Nigerian Navy arrested a vessel called the Tamara Tokoni. This vessel belongs to the GHL, and it was due to this court order they were able to arrest and detain it.
Okay. So let me take the major headline of the nation. So our president yesterday renewed his call for unity and peace as his administration continues to tackle pressing political and socio-economic challenges. He was saying this at in Abu Dhabi. He's still there for the Armed Forces Remembrance Day. He said the foundations of development can only be erected on the pillars of unity and peace. The president also enjoined Nigerians to abhor violence and division and divisive tendencies which are clogs in the realization of prosperous and harmonious nation. In his message to commemorate the Armed Forces Remembrance Day, the president was speaking in Abu Dhabi, and he was represented here in Nigeria by his Vice President Kasim Shettima. Okay, I took the Aiyedatiwa sacks his commissioners and special advisors. Ondo State Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa dissolved his ESCO with immediate effect. He exempted 2 of them. That was the Commissioner for Finance, Mrs. Omoumi Isaac, and the Commissioner for Justice, Dr. Kayode Ajulo, the Attorney General, and the Commissioner. So he has wished them well and thanked them for their services, but now he doesn't have a cabinet. Interesting.
Yeah. Okay. So I have
A
the
lot of
story.
lobbying will be going on.
A lot of lobbying. Yes.
Maybe I should go there and lobby.
Yeah, lobby.
So I have the story of the Unilorin, as they said, the 10,789 Unilorin students beneficiaries of NEL Fund. They say they have so far benefited from the Nigerian Education Fund. That's what the Vice Chancellor said. That's Professor Wahab. And he also said that that the number will double at the end of this session. He said that we are hoping that they are going to do more verifications, and once they do more of the verifications, that they are going to also make sure that a lot of people get this money. And I know a lot of my friends, their kids, they are really getting this money.
The student loan.
The student loan. So let's see how far it goes. And
Nigerians should not forget it's a loan. No. I don't want us to be discussing a few years after, and it's not to be paid back.
Yeah,
it's not a grant.
It's not free loan.
If you don't need it, don't take it.
Okay, the Punch. 34.8% inflation rate triggers fears of rising prices and hardship. Picture story here. Tinubu governor salutes fallen heroes, pledge support for their widows. Dog-skilled Nigerian woman in Italy. Ogun. Mapoli students defer over attack on deputy governor. Alaafin Owade. Reverse appointment in 30 days, Akinimakers tell Makinde. Retired generals, others worry over fresh terror attacks in Northeast. And Reps Deputy Chief Whip Ononuga dies at 59. Okay, which story?
So I have the story of the police students after the attack with the deputy governor. They said the Ogun State government and the students of Moshood Abiola Polytechnic disagreed over an alleged attack by the students on the state's deputy governor, Mrs. Noimot Salako. They said the special advisor to the governor, Dapo Abiodun, on communication and strategy, Mr. Kayode Akimade, said that the governor was on her way to represent the governor at the reception marking the 2025 Armed Forces Remembrance Day at the 35 Artillery Brigade, Alamalab, Abeokuta. So on their way as they were going, they now saw that there are some students who came out and they are protesting. So the students were protesting, they didn't know who was in the convoy. Later on, they found out that it was the deputy governor that was there. And then they started using their sticks and all of that, started hitting the car. So they said the security operatives as well as other policemen officers on ground were trying to tell them that, look, allow this, they should stay calm and allow the convoy to pass. But some of them still went ahead to still damage and cause a lot of hurt. But at the end of the day, they interviewed one of the students, and the student said that the deputy governor's security team, that they started firing shots at the protesting students, and that they intimidated them, that they shot at them 3 times, and that's why that tomorrow they are still going to come out, that the marathon protest will continue. They are also saying that they said the students are protesting against an alleged hike in tuition fees and the delay in sending them for NYSC.
Okay, let's go on a very short break. When we come back, continue with our reviews. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Strap in your seatbelt and get ready for the air ride.
Every kid is amazing at something, but we call amazing kids Amazinators. Feed your kids with the Golden Penny Amazing Day cereal. It contains protein, fiber, calcium, and vitamin A.
Oh, wow. My typical day is filled with meetings, consultations, and of course, traffic. And that's all part of the hustle and bustle of city life. But the real fun starts when I can just settle down and catch up with all my favorite programs on TVC. Believe me, it's pure entertainment.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still reviewing Punch, and I have the major headlines. So the organized private sector are quite worried over the continued hike in inflation, and they're saying that they're stressing that it will further raise the cost of goods and products, raw materials, logistics and machinery across the country. On Wednesday, the National Bureau of Statistics reported that Nigeria's inflation rate rose to 34.8% in the December 2024, reflecting a slight increase from the 34.60%. According to the latest Consumer Price Index report, the marginal rise of 0.20% was attributed to heightened demand for goods and services during the festive season. On a year-on-year basis, the December inflation rate marked a significant increase of 5.87 percentage points compared to the 28.92%. Point is that these inflation rates will definitely interpret to Nigerians as higher costs in food prices, and this is going to be quite the cause for concern for many citizens across the country.
Yeah, so I took the story of the 27-year-old. She's supposed to be Nigerian, but her name doesn't sound Nigerian. Patricia Masitela, who tragically lost her life after being mauled by a pack of starving dogs in Latina, Italy. She went on Monday to visit a male acquaintance at his abandoned villa in the Lazio region. This is according to the Mirror in the UK. They said she was not attacked by the dogs. Her screams, everyone could hear her screams. So it was the police that came to her rescue, and they shot 2 of the dogs. After they shot the dogs, the others dispersed. But she was critically, she was injured. She was lying in a pool of blood, deep wounds across her chest.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah, very, very painful death. And they tried, but she had lost too much blood. So, and she left a 5-year-old daughter.
Oh my Lord.
Can you imagine?
So I have the story. Retired generals talking about worrying over fresh terror attacks. So there's been fresh terror attacks in Northeast. We have 40 farmers. They said at least 40 farmers were reportedly killed in Jumba community in the Kukawa local government area of Borno State on Sunday by suspected Boko Haram members. Also on Tuesday, Boko Haram insurgents attacked the Shikaraki community in Chibok local government area of Borno as well, burning a church and burning houses. And so speaking on this, one Brigadier General Bashir Adewimbi and another Brigadier General Momo talked about, Brigadier General Liu Momo talked about, what needed to be done. Retired Brigadier General, Bashir Adewimbi blamed our borders. Of course, he says it's porous, the influx of militants is evident. The government needs to tighten security around the border. He also called for what he says is a political solution. He said, as the military is bombarding them on the battlefield, we also need political solution to complement the efforts of the military. The military and the political class solution working simultaneously is the only way we can totally curb terrorism. Brigadier General Momo, on his own part, celebrated the peaceful Yuletide celebration. And if you're commending the peaceful Yuletide celebration, you'll be talking of the Northeast. Terrible things happen in the Southeast during this holiday, where people were told by the IPOB not to have celebrations. Yeah. And if they attempted to have it, I know someone in my estate who was murdered. They were killed at their event. And so he's talking about how it was peaceful, commending them, and then he said that government must look at various levels of leadership and need to come out and lend more hands to the military.
Okay. Any other story in Punch? Let's move on to Daily Sun. Court grants First Bank's request to arrest, detain hydrocarbons crude oil cargo. Again, Bauchi governor hits Tinubu. Sanusi writes off Tinubu's men, says president lacks credible people. Yoruba Alliance declares war on bandits, rejects Sharia court in Yoruba land. Drama as senators bicker over defense of minister. APC PDP trade wars over Edo election tribunal shooting. 14 died, scores injured in Lagos, Niger, Kogi and road crashes. Let me take the major headlines. So the former governor of Central Bank of Nigeria, Emir of Kano Sanusi Lamido Sanusi, categorically stated that he would not provide any form of assistance to President Bola Tinubu's administration. He spoke during the 21st anniversary of Ganifa-Emi annual lecture organized by the Nigerian Bar Association in Ikeja. The theme of the event was Bretton Woods and the African economies. Can Nigeria survive another structural adjustment program? So he was saying that I can give a few points. He understands what is going on with the economy. It's actually very predictable, but he also knows what they can do to resolve it, but he chooses not to because they have not acted as friends. He says, I can explain what we are going through and how most of it was totally predictable and avoidable, but I am not going to do that. I have chosen not to speak about the economy or reforms or to even explain anything to anybody to help this government. I don't want to help this government. They are my friends. If they don't behave like friends, I won't behave like a friend. So I watch them being stewed. Sanusi lambasted those who constitute Tinubu's government, asserting that they lack credibility and therefore cannot offer anything meaningful to the nation. He emphasized that the government would need to explain to Nigerians the rationale behind their various economic decisions. Okay?
And he also asked the lawyers to emulate the late Ganifa-Emi. I read that story as well, and I wish it could have been a hot topic, because I'm wondering, is it about your friends or about the people, the country?
Yeah, exactly. And you are holding an important office like that.
You know, sometimes we talk about ego. That's ego right there.
Yeah,
you don't bruise people's egos. You just never know how it's going to take you. But that's a different conversation. But you know, somebody I highly respect.
You know, he's a highly respected, revered leader.
Yeah.
Leader.
And an emir.
Now, if you can solve our problem, please solve it.
Solve it.
Forget about
some people are going through it. It's not one way or the other are going through it.
Exactly. Any other story in the listen?
Okay, so I have the drama in the house here. So
drama, you're always looking for drama stories.
Read the bottom.
Senator, Speaker over Defense Minister. What happened?
So the Defense of Minister. So the Minister for Housing was before the Senate Committee on Housing yesterday, and to defend, of course, the budget.
I'm not even heard about this minister.
That is Ali. So he didn't even come again. So the minister, his name is was represented by the Minister for State, Mr. Yusuf Attah, at the defense of the ministry's budget yesterday in front of the Senate Committee on Housing and Urban Development at the National Assembly yesterday. And so he was talking about how all their outstandings. He said that they have many contractors that they are owing about 92 billion. They said that they have also recorded 6.2 billion internally generated revenue from that ministry. He said this is low because of the insecurity across the country, and he says that they have too many contractors that they are owing outstandings to. And Senator Ningi is on this committee now. Your drama book that.
Oh, yeah, you know Senator Ningi.
Yeah, you remember him now. So he was asked on the status of the Renewed Hope Housing Scheme and Cities Program and National Housing Program. He said they have a total of 7,522 housing units across the 35 states of the Federation. And Nadia Ningi broke say, I, Senator Abdul Ningi, am representing this Bauchi Central, and the good people of Bauchi Central, and I have not seen or heard any building in my constituency that belongs to the Renewed Hope Housing Scheme, and you have 7,000 plus of it. How come and everything? He then took it up. He said, these are very strange to us. I am from Bauchi State. I represent Bauchi State. I don't know where you are doing this project. I don't know how. Here I am and everything. So his other senators had to shush him. The drama, his co-senators had to, exactly, was an off your mic situation, but you can get the song for the interesting part.
Okay, any other story? Moving on to Vanguard, final paper for this morning. Ex-generals, commanders allege NGOs, others aiding terrorists. Really, NGOs, wow. Nigeria meets OPEC quota as output rises to 6.3%. That's over 1.5 million barrels per day. APC PDP trade blames over Edo Election Tribunal shooting. I won't advise federal government on economic hardships, says Emir Sanusi. Israel, Hamas reach Gaza ceasefire hostage release deal. Let's see, Shatima, Akuma, Akpabio, Abbas, all those lay reads at the Armed Forces Day remembrance. Okay, which story are we taking?
Okay, so I have the story of the oil output. They said the Nigerian oil output increased year on year by 6.3% to 1,507 million barrels per day in December 2024, and it rose from 1,418 in 2023. Because of this increase, right now they said we are the highest crude oil producer in Africa, while Sudan comes last with 27,000 barrels per day. They said that the nation met OPEC quota of 1.5 million barrels per day. They said meanwhile the NUPRC has set a production target of at least 2.1 million barrels of oil per day by 2025. They said this increase is going to position Nigeria as a more competitive and sustainable player in the global oil and gas industry. This is good news.
So,
Can I take the risk lane?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because everybody just go the lyrics yesterday.
Yeah, he took the story, but go ahead.
Go ahead.
The risk lead. No,
I want to have read
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, just take
I had taken the story already.
Take the story. She wants to criticize.
So everybody have gone. The accounts in the Vanguard say all the states, even the opposition, the PDP,
they released their doves.
Have gone to release whether they're chicken. They released it. They also.
It's very simple.
Commended. It is. I'm not going to even joke with it. Being an ex-commando myself, I went to school in the military, so they commended all of them. They talk good talk, but we do this every year, and then the widows of the slain soldiers are still waiting. Can we have a comprehensive?
They said it now.
They said it, but there's another paper where the criticism is saying that widows are still waiting for the entitlement of their husbands. Somebody should not do that kind of sacrifice, and his children end up being called Barak Pikin.
It's not only that, Nima. They are the ex-soldiers, the former retired soldiers. They are every day. They go and put a chair outside the Kemi so that they can give them their pension.
Oh, those ones are
they're always asking for their pension.
They're always asking for their pension.
Ministry of Finance.
So I mean, do you know how much they would have spent in buying wreath last year in this country?
Even the birds.
That money, like those, or even the birds that can't fly. Those birds, when they release them, they won't fly.
Exactly.
Please,
beyond the symbol, beyond the badges we wear, beyond the symbol of the release of the birds, beyond all of that, should be a proper provision for their family members. There's a word they used to describe them, a very derogatory word. Nabara Pikin, Soldier Pikin. You see them, their fathers and family members. Some of them don't even know how they didn't even see the bodies of their slave family members who paid the supreme sacrifice, and the child will now be condemned on the street to a derogatory status.
It's not fair. I watched yesterday.
It's not just them.
She was really crying.
The Navy, all the forces, all the armed forces.
The only position that
they don't get their pension. And when they give them their pension, they give them one small amount that they become beggars after some years, couple of years.
That's all we can take on front page review. When we come back, move on to our hot topic of today. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past 3 years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company not just in Nigeria but throughout continental Africa to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regular.
So let me go and look for my jam results. So
my 280 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
That's all we can take. Ezechu, close the show, G for that.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back? You should start the gym though, you're getting fat. Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference? There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying. So pole dancer,
you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, it's the empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too. Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the person that used to sus? What is his name?
That woman.
Bam! Bam!
Yeah, today we'll go here.
Hey!
Let's catch up now.
I'm sure we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay good.
Entertainment Splash delivers the hottest celebrity trends. On TVC News, we keep you informed with breaking news and in-depth analysis of events shaping the world.
I will continue to speak the truth.
TVC News at 7 and TVC News at 10 p.m. delivers the most important stories of the day. Max FM, your hit music radio station, captivates listeners daily across Lagos and Abuja, making every commute more enjoyable. Adaba 88.9 FM is not left out, as it is the voice of Southwest. And on TVC Digital, we reach to million viewers daily. All together, pulls in over 17 million viewers daily. Contact us on 0707-272-8338 or marketing at tvccommunications.tv. Partner with TVC Communications today. Let's grow together.
Thanks for staying with us. So we saw a story online that really caught our attention. So Manchester City manager Pep Guardiola and his wife Christina Serra are set to have a divorce after 30 years. They have been living apart for about almost 5 years, and his wife moved back to Barcelona to run their fashion company while her husband stayed in northwest England City. Now research has shown that more couples are divorcing after many years of marriage. Why is this so? And what are the reasons? How does a relationship of 30 years end? These and many more we'll be discussing today. You can join the conversation and call. You can call us on 090-241-63440. You can also send us messages on X and on YouTube. We'll be happy to read your messages. You know, this is quite interesting because more and more women these days seem to be at the stage in their life where they feel that they're fine, even after 25, 15, 50 years, 30 years in marriage. You know, I mean, I was listening to Whoopi Goldberg I think it was last year, where she was saying that she's absolutely okay where she is without a man in her life. She doesn't even want a man in her life. She loves her space. She loves how she can wake up and everything is exactly where it's supposed to be. She doesn't like having to clean after or care after or worry after somebody else. It's just her and her own world. And I found that interesting. And when you see these kind of stories, now we don't know the intricacies of this relationship and we don't really care about it. That's not our concern. It's just the idea that somebody can say, 30 years, I'm done. And I'm happy that YK is here because YK is in her 60s. So, you know, and she also, you have your life. So I want to start with you. What do you think about stuff like that when, especially in your 60s, your 70s, do you have that sense of, I want my space. I don't want anybody in my space. I just want to be by myself.
I think I have to admire that couple. The reason I'm admiring them is because they are not, because we are married, let's stay together. Obviously, they're not happy in the relationship. If you're not happy in a relationship, why suffer yourself? They've been living apart for over 5 years. He stayed in England, she went to Spain or wherever she was. They've grown apart. Why stay together? Maybe there's another man that's making her, or maybe he has another woman that's making him happy.
Making him happy is the case.
You know? So, instead of suffering, you know, in Nigeria, we'll say, no, it's your husband, stay there. You have tried. No, after 30 years, there's no point. If you have grown apart, stay apart. So I have it's not a...
but there's always the value, YK, in seeing somebody in their 60s feel that, okay, we're raising the kids together. They say there's this value in grow old together. You need a companion.
If you love yourselves, please stay together. But if you don't, you are not going to be good companions to each other. Because you are obviously not compatible. And you realize it when you stayed 5 years. How can you stay 5 years away from your husband? 5 years.
5 years. That's
not 5 months. 5 years.
Let me come to Nima. Nima, what are your thoughts on this 30 years divorce?
I wasn't going to follow IQ, but now I actually think it's a courageous thing to do. So I have a real life person I know who had to leave after 31 years. And we were all surprised. But you know what? The funny thing was our closest relative, our in-laws, were the ones who were saying it's about time. You know, so it's difficult to be married to some kind of people. But she stayed, and she stayed for her kids. And so when she was done raising her kids, she left for her kids. They were no longer there, and so she left with them. And she separated and said that she was done. And what you said. Staying together, being companion when you are now more vulnerable is the reason I was worried. Because in where I'm from, my own side where I'm from, people don't divorce at that age after 30 years. You have become siblings. You need each other. There's nobody that's going anywhere at that point.
Exactly.
But so it was the first strange incident I had seen, and then Pep again. I had not seen somebody 30 years. You want to divorce, you divorce in your first 10 years of marriage. If you survive it.
At any time.
But you see, go back to what Nima was saying, because I know a couple, right? They were constantly fighting. They lived to over 90. 2 of them. In fact, the woman just died. The man died at 92. The woman died at maybe something else. She lived longer than him. But they were cat and dogs. The kid said they were always like that. Fighting. But you see, that friction kept them going because they don't put my table there, don't put water here, wait, leave this woman. You know, they're always fighting, and that thing just kept them on. So some people say, yes, after 30 years, where are you going to? Yes, you don't like it, but they're not friends, but just stay.
But Murayo, but remember, sorry, you know that 30 years, you can be 60. I'm 60. You are still young. Especially in the mind. Maybe your body is doing wrong, but your mind is still alert. You still want to have fun. You still want to go out. Why are you going to be trapped in a loveless marriage at 60 or at 65? 70 today, you see some 70 years, I see some funky.
But funky to what end? I'll come to you around to funky that you are still there helping you to massage one side. Where are you funky to? I'll come to you. I can come to around to
first. So for me, yeah, I agree. I agree. But the truth is that marriage is a religious obligation, and there are
marriage is a religious obligation. Yes. So you said
yes.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Religious obligation for us is kind of compulsory somehow, but not. It's compulsory. So, but you know, their marriage has its season, whether we like it or not. From what they explain to us in our books, there are seasons. So there's that season where, of course, it will look like, because the marriage that can break at 2 is the same marriage that can break when you are even 30 years, 60 years. It's still the same thing that is going on. So in our books, they told us that in our marriages, we are going to have trials and tribulations. Our marriages are going to be tested. It can be tested at any point in time. The problem here is at that particular point in time when it's tested, how are we going to defend ourselves in that period? That is where unconditional love comes in. That is where understanding and support comes in. That is where we have, because at some point in marriage, of course, you know that we need help. We don't go for marriage counseling from time to time. All of us will just sit down and think that, okay, we know each other, we'll just be going through stuff. We'll be going through stuff, but yet we don't look for help, external help. Most especially from professional help.
Let me stay with Ramatu on this for a second, because she said something very important, unconditional love. And my question is, do we still have unconditional love today? In the reality, is there anything as unconditional? Because even couples are there for a reason. Yes, you love somebody, but there's a benefit he or she provides that makes you stay. Is there that thing that regardless of what you do, this love is unconditional? I mean, I'm just trying to say that, does it still really exist?
I don't know. In my mom's time, it probably did. Because my mom just wrote out her book, and I hate to talk about it, but she gave my father unconditional love. My father had women all over the place. She never
questioned it.
Not that she didn't question it. She stayed with him. She was a devoted wife. I never saw her with boyfriend. She never went out. In fact, towards the end of her life, she never stepped out of the house. She did not step out like this. And when I would tell her, Mommy, look, you are young, you are beautiful. Come on. She said, only one man for me, and that's fella. You can do what you like with your life. I have only one man. I say, I will look at her like this. Hey, Femi and I will fight. Femi will say, leave my mother, don't tell my mother to go and meet me. I say, that's it. Sorry. You know, so there are women like who can do it.
But those kind of women exist today. I don't know.
I don't know that we still exist.
I don't think they exist.
Yeah, because we don't exist because we are consuming a lot of things from the outside. Because the first thing we think of, we always think of exits once we start going through one or two problems in marriage. Yes, the first thing that comes to our mind is exit, and then you have it on social media where somebody is telling you, no, don't take this. As soon as this person starts exhibiting this kind of thing, exit, leave the marriage. No, don't tolerate church, don't do this, don't do that.
Okay, number two, the truth is that when you look at life, this life, what they call kinikolaye, like it's very fickle. It's like life is very fickle. Why would you stress yourself and be with a man with 27 wives? Why would you stress yourself, only one man for me? Why would you just say, when you can actually go out and be happy? I'm not saying she wasn't happy. I'm just saying that another woman can say, listen, I have this just one life. And I want my children to see me happy. I want them to see me doing stuff. I want to inspire my kids. I don't want to just stay put with this man just because regardless of all the factors I see around. So it is today, does that still exist?
Okay, I like that you said that you can't say she wasn't happy. So everybody define your happiness.
Exactly.
So my own happiness most likely is to just be with my kids, enjoy age and enjoy my life. Yes. My friend's happiness will be to try again. I particularly believe everybody should try again, and it goes for men and women. Yes. Let's not be saying women should try. If you want to be happy, a man can also choose, okay, I'm no longer happy with you, I want to be happy with someone else, and it'll be fine, But this issue of you don't want to jump out immediately they vary. It's not everyone.
Yeah.
There are certain situations you shouldn't be there. Marriage that is loveless, respectless, there's no provision, nothing, you're disregarded in your home, and some people live through it. Some people decide, okay, this is my own kettle of fish, let me just manage it till I can, and decide when to leave. I don't know why Pep's wife left, but the person I had a very nasty man she was married to. She put up, you know, if he wants to put something in front of guests and relatives, he will throw it at his wife. She'll quietly pick it because, you know, he made it seem that was Islam. People will come and say, because the woman is a Muslim, that's why. Nobody thought that woman was an empowered mind until 31 years. As soon as her last child was doing graduation, the woman stepped her leg like this, out, and she was done. And none of his relatives could follow him. They told him, we cannot follow you and beg this woman. We saw how you treated her. You know, and so for your sanity, some things just have to go.
But why do we wait 31 years to take that kind of decision?
You see the word I used. I used the word. I said nobody thought she was that empowered. The thing is that she wasn't financially empowered to raise her kids the way she would have wanted. And it was a father, providing father. So the kids need to go to the particular school she wanted, he provided.
She stayed put for the kids.
She stayed put for the kids, just 4 of them, as they finish like this.
Let me go on a very short break. When we come back, we'll unpack this further. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Happy New Year! It's 2025, people!
Cheers to an amazing 2025.
Happy New Year! Oh, Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
Welcome to a year of growth and success. Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year! Yes, to a fresh start.
Happy New Year!
This year bring you peace and happiness.
Happy New Year! Happy New Year!
I wish you the same. Happy New Year once again. I wish you well.
Good morning, Marina Station and all the passengers. Efficient, it's comfortable.
This development will go a long way in reducing congestion and emission.
The trains are long-term solution to Lagos traffic challenges.
This is where we take the final, decisions on policies, programs of government. I will have to ensure that, the narration of Lagos as a PLC is taken very, very seriously.
This is a major pedestrian bridge linking Oyingo here to Apapa Road over there.
With this overpass, we are providing what we call permanent solutions.
This place is one of the most dangerous areas at the biosecurity environment.
This can go into the news and every crumbs of your neighborhood.
Our goal is to remain as Africa's model megacity, to move our GDP from the 5-6 position to the 3rd position, and we believe it's achievable with all the commitments we have.
Explore the city of Lagos, where dreams are made and possibilities are endless. I'm Adedoja Salam Adeniyi. I live in Lagos, inside Lagos.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the
Thank you for staying with us. We're still discussing why would anybody leave a 30-year-old marriage, and it was important to have this conversation because today more and more people are leaving after 25 years, 35 years. As I said, I know of a woman also, I think hers was, I think it was 26 or something years, And when I mean, I don't know her personally, but somebody was telling me that she left because she was just tired, and just like you said, she stayed for the kids to have a good education because the man was a good father, and she didn't want the children to miss out on a good father. And the moment her child, the last one, when he got into secondary school, that she knew she had a more matured mind that could handle it, then she made her exit. So more women now. So my question is not that they're leaving. My question is that what happened to that notion that it's a beautiful thing to stay, to have a companion till you are old, have someone to talk to, to grow old together. You know, you're holding each other's hand, we're managing it to church, you're going Sunday. You know, that was the picture that was painted to us growing up. Like, listen, that's the ideal. Whatever happened to that ideal picture? Why are we now having this boldness to say, 30 years I'm done, 25 years I'm done? Where did that come from?
So what happened is that at some point, all of us, we always think that marriage is supposed to be a bed of roses. We are supposed to be enjoying all through. We forget that there are times that it's going to be bumpy. And when it becomes bumpy, instead of us to try and resolve and be okay, then we will now build resentments. We build resentments, and then we are so angry that we can't even forgive our spouse. And this is what happens. Like, I've seen a lot of it. I've seen someone, there's a family that I know, like this karma that you can talk about. That karma does not work with me, to me. It wastes time. It takes a long time before.
What's that?
Karma. So this family, they were going to very good schools and all. So she found out that her husband was cheating on her. So she left the house, waiting. This kind, she left and thinking that the man would come and beg. The man never went to beg. He stayed with his. He brought in the new wife. The new wife came. Those kids were going to very good schools. The new wife came and said that no, that they can't continue to go to that school. It's so expensive. They dropped them to LEA. She came, she gave birth to her own kids. She gave birth to 3 kids. And those 3 kids, they sent them, I'm telling you, one is a doctor, 2 engineers. They are doing so well. They went to school abroad. They came back, they are doing so well. And those other 3 that left because their mother left, because the mother didn't come back again. They are now, you know, they are now useless and all of that. So that little patience, that little sacrifice, I'm just saying that if you know that you want to live your life, you must have a plan somehow.
I'll come back to that. That's an interesting thing. I'll come back. Let's take Hassan. Hassan, thanks for calling. You're live. Good morning, Hassan from Lekki. Okay. So,
yeah.
Hello, Hassan.
We don't get your area now.
Okay, thank you very much, Frankie. Thank you. Please, you see, in Islam, a man can divorce. A woman can seek for divorce. Is there. But Islam, God allows divorce. And at the same time, God frowns at divorce. Because of the implication of divorce. Marriage is about sacrifice. Marriage is about forgiveness. I can see some of you, Nima, emphasizing that a woman sacrificing because of her children. We men, we live with some women because of their children also. And even some men that took second wives, they took it because they don't want to divorce the first one in sympathy for her children. That is the basic thing. But you see, what is very clear here, my advice to women, look, for you to have a very good children, for the safety of your children, for the security of your children, for the well-being of your children, please exercise patience and live in your marriages. There was never a bed of roses anywhere. You see, life is not about living with somebody. No. Life is about living with somebody you cannot live without. Right from the beginning of marriage, people should sit down and ask themselves, can I live without this man before I go into the marriage? It's not about, let me put my head somewhere. In most marriages, women look for where to put their head, not where is comfortable for them or where they will feel loved. Good morning.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Interesting. I was going to ask.
I agree with us.
I'm saying
I'm going to now have to agree. Since I'm struggling, to agree with you.
I have this friend that her parents left each other. She's in her 40s. This friend, she's a young, much younger than me, or 40s or 50s, I'm not sure. but the parents have been around, divorced or separated for like 30, 40 years. They just got back together. She's 80 something, he's 90. For real? For real?
Wow.
For real. So when she was telling me, I was saying, what?
What are they back together for?
She said, the children, they are shocked.
That means they never left.
There was an unresolved
they never
issue.
left.
But let me.
More, can we talk about some built-up issue? Because Ramatu was talking about
I was going to
forgiveness. She had dropped it, and you know how you're in a marriage and you're having to forgive. You're just having to forgive. You're just one person is always compromising. You see, like the issue of the family I mentioned, where the relatives were saying, "We too cannot follow you and go and beg her." We saw how you treated her. There were too many unresolved issues. Sometimes maybe those people too can grow old now, come and finally resolve. Maybe she's just waiting for that one sorry that you say, okay, stay, because I will run, but let me not go and stab you. And then she's gone, and then one day he comes and says the sorry, maybe when they're in their 90s and they remarry, I don't know. It's possible. But for us to avoid broken homes, because we know a functioning society needs functioning homes. And that's how functioning individuals.
Wait, Nima, let me pause you there, because let's now define what a functioning home. Does a functioning home mean that both of you must reside together? I know a real life story. A couple, they are not divorced, but they live separately. One is in street A, 2 streets after is the other one, because they know they're always fighting. All the children know that mommy and daddy cannot live together, because they're not good husband and wives, but they are parents. So they live so close together. So they both do school runs. They still meet weekends. The kids come to somebody's house. They share each other. One picks up, one drops off in the morning. Maybe when they have parties, they two come together. They live apart. The adults understand that we cannot be the husband and wife, because both of us are not going. But that parent, we will do it together. So
they have boyfriends and girlfriends.
So the conversation is, as adults, can adults say, instead of us forcing this in same house marriage, can we live apart and still raise our children, and they'll still have a happy home? Now that external one, I don't know. I don't have that information. But I'm saying that is that possible for you to still, because all this issue of broken up,
I want to leave this conversation
because that is the important thing that I
want to leave that conversation to you. Me, I want to exempt myself. If it is not a daddy and mommy in a home, and that question Wike is asking is not openly addressed in a home, it's not a home for me.
Not a home.
So I'm going to exempt myself from that, because I don't believe such a home can function. We are either fully divorced, and our kids know that I live down the street, I can remarry, because I'm not going to do zina to have to satisfy myself sexually. I'm going to be married.
You're not going to do what?
Yeah, I'm not going to do adultery to satisfy myself sexually. So I won't remain married to somebody when my sexual needs cannot be satisfied by that person. It's not possible. Me and you cannot do 2 streets apart, God forbid.
Okay.
Me and you will be divorced.
Okay.
You will know that there's another person, and you must live with it.
Okay.
And then we can co-parent, because we have to, because I must see my kids. But me and you cannot run separate homes. And then,
okay. Let me come to. I'll come to that. Idris, thanks for calling. You're live. Idris.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. You're live. Go ahead.
Good morning. First time caller.
Welcome to the show.
I thank you people. I really interested for this program that you are discussing about the marriage. You see, marriage is about sacrifice. Without sacrificing in marriage, nothing else. And anything can happen in marriage which is tested by God Almighty. And once it comes like that, you need to think about it before you take exit. May God help all of us.
Amen.
Both man and woman.
Thank you, Idris. Now let me use the word he used, sacrifice, and go back to what you said, Ramat. What is sacrifice and what is bumpy? What is patience? How do we define these things today? Because you're saying be patient. Marriage is about sacrifice. What exactly are you sacrificing? Because sometimes young women are kind of raised to understand that, okay, your husband cheats, okay, maybe it's not a deal breaker, because a lot of women have conditioned their mind that cheating is not a big deal breaker. But there are other things that are deal breakers to lots of other women, that such that if you don't leave that marriage, your children you're just regurgitating the same thing. Your children are going to be, they'll be married to the type of person their husband, their father was. Your boys will be like that, their father. We're not fixing the problem. So when they say be patient, it's like you leave that same attitude and your children observe the bad behaviors that you would have walked away from. And then they become exactly the same thing. Or the daughters marry their fathers or their mothers.
Okay, so for me, the walking away from a marriage, right, is, okay, what's the possibility that when you walk away, that you are going to, get a better person? Because that one is going to come
better. Some people are not looking for better. They just want peace of mind.
They want peace of mind, but they don't go and stay alone. We've seen a lot of them. Most of the women that divorce their husbands, they go sit down on their own and start following other people's husbands. So you are not really solving the problem. You are going to go and cause problem in other homes. So my own take is you have to make that sacrifice somehow. Because you've already put your mind there, you are going to go into marriage. It's not going to be bed of roses. There are trials. You are going to go through trials. You are going to be tested. Face your testing. Pray hard. Do everything. But make sure that at the end of the day, because okay, so now you're entering a marriage, you are putting your happiness. Your happiness is now dependent on the other person. You yourself, you have to be very happy. You have to put that happiness in you. You are not burdening the other person to give you that happiness. You have to be happy so that the marriage can come out. That's the only one. That's even in the Quran. It says that once you
but if a woman divorces from that, so she don't go marry again.
Because she's most likely that one is down because he may not be alive.
No, I don't
so
want. I didn't want the use of you breaking any home, because in Islam, if you're pushing the Islamic argument, we are polygamous. So if you leave a marriage, in a marry you go marry. Somebody will marry your husband.
But most of them are not going. They don't leave their marriage to go and get married. Most of them they sit down. They are doing zina up and down. They are committing this thing up and down. So that's what's happening.
No, the zina they are committing is so that maybe they will meet the right one.
That's not how it's done Islamically. Because of course you can't start doing those things.
So marriage comes. If a woman who is 65 years old, married at the age of 30, right, and is divorcing after 35 years in marriage, what exactly is she looking for? So that's the question today. Is she looking for happiness? Can she still find happiness? Can she remarry at that age? Can she still find fulfillment? That's the conversation, because
maybe she's falling in love with somebody else.
Why does this have to be love? How can you fall in love at 65?
Why is it that she's living one for another? Why? Because with the example you've given, she's probably just wanting peace of mind. This marriage thing takes courage, and living it is a courageous thing also. It's one you choose. It takes courage to stay. It takes courage to leave.
Corey Michael said here that's why Man City has been doing badly.
Let me take Osas. He's been holding for a while. Good morning, Osas. Thanks for calling. You're live. Good morning.
Well, I really appreciate your taking this topic. No, this is you have all the details from the purpose. Hello, can you hear me?
It's breaking, but try. Go ahead.
You have all the details and the purpose why marriage is established. What is I don't want to particular religion now, but every religion will have.
Osas, we couldn't hear you. I'm so sorry. The network was really poor.
We should talk about why marriage is established. What is the purpose of marriage itself?
that is
and multiply. Right?
I love that question, because the reason we marry, I think, this part of the world is to procreate, which should not be the case. Yes, you will procreate, but it must not be the main reason for getting married. First of all, I love my man. That is why I'm marrying this man. It's because I love him. I can't live without him. He too, he loves her. He can't live without her. The children will come later. I mean, you will see a couple, they get married today. By the end of the year, their baby is 3 months old. They have not gotten to know each other. They've not gotten to enjoy themselves. So what happens is then...
that's one side. That's one perspective. Another person can be looking for just an arranged marriage. Just find me somebody who can take care of me. I want security. I'm not in the lovey-dovey mood. I just want where I can be secured, provided for, my kids can be cared for, my family can be cared for. I am there, I find provision, and I'm okay. They don't need that. So it depends on what you're looking for. But my question is, even if that's the choice you made to be in an arranged marriage, at some point where you just feel, is a woman allowed to say, okay, I've done 35 years, and I just want my peace of mind, and I just want to be alone? Will society still regard that woman that says, I'm just done? I'm not trying to go to somebody else's husband. I'm not trying to go and meet somebody's boyfriend. I just want to be alone and be respected for my decision.
I think it's
the society will still not allow you, because they are still the same people that will still be talking. They will make you feel bad about that decision. That's
we're focused on you, what you want, and I think it's commendable. If you think at this point you just need peace of mind. So I saw a write-up, although they are white people, so maybe that's the way white people think, of two women who left their marriages, and they were in primary school together, secondary school together. They found each other that they were both divorced, and they bought a home where they will age together. That you be my companion, yeah, you go and buy pepper, you go and buy, and that they will age together in that home. They contributed together. I was like, that old driver, you know. So is that not covering for the company? So somebody can actually say, I want peace of mind, and it will be valid. What is not allowed, like Ramatu said, is that you're now just the free wild us.
A free agent being tested and tried. Let me take Akonde. Thanks for Akonde. We'll be wrapping up on this conversation very soon. Good morning, Akonde.
Good morning.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Okay. Mr. Morayo, good morning.
Morning, sir.
I kind of appreciate this program you people are doing.
Kind of, okay.
Because, one, when we were in school, I'm 18 years old, I'm 18 years now.
You're 18 years old?
School, yes. When we were in school, they do come from TVC. There was one time TVC came. So they were telling us about period and stuff. So they do give us about that knowledge. Maybe your sister might be in period, something like that. So we have knowledge about those stuff. This marriage of a thing, please let them try and be taking it to school, so that maybe at some point in life they can understand it. We are here talking about peace of mind. Some want to divorce because of peace of mind. Some want to divorce because of their family issue or something, I don't know. There's someone that they called Kaka. Kaka was perfect. He was a footballer, my role model. He was perfect. He was kind. He was lovely. They even called him Omo Pastor in field because he doesn't smoke, he doesn't drink. After 15 years of marriage, the wife actually broke up or divorced because of he was too perfect. What will we say about that one? Someone was too perfect because of you. Then why do you marry him? This thing is mental health. Me now, I'm afraid to marry. I'm afraid to marry because how will I give you everything? After these years, we have had things together. We love ourselves. We are doing everything together. I've given you everything. My peace of mind, my everything. Now you are telling me you want to divorce. What about my own state? Do you say about my own state? Please, this thing is not all over the world.
Right, thank you. You see, there's something called that. There's saying. Thank you very much for that. Because it takes me to a different side of the conversation. You know, if both of us fall in love, I fall in love with Nima, and we agree, and we have children together, and maybe 20 years down the line, I feel like the love has waned. I don't love you anymore, and I just don't want to be there anymore. You're too perfect for me. I don't want you anymore. Can't I just leave?
Why don't we think of?
So why must society force me to be patient, to make it work, to fix it? Why must I just stay there?
Why do you leave a good thing?
What's the thing? It's a good thing to you, but I just don't want that good thing anymore.
It's your guilty conscience. The mind will not touch Grant. That's Kaka wife something that he said. It's your guilty conscience. Because some men are doing everything by the books, and you have a woman who just wants to continue to eat her cake, have it, live life, and then at some point,
she's a grown adult, she wants to.
Her guilty conscience will not let her rest. But really something that is working. What is a marriage without a man that is committed, respectful, that is kind, that is generous? What is a marriage without that kind of thing? For a woman, I don't understand. That you say somebody is too good, that you want to live there.
So what if somebody
wants to be crazy?
Okay, let me come. So what if somebody doesn't want to get married, but because society wants you to get married, you don't like this marriage idea? But mom, see everybody saying your brothers are married, or your sisters are married. let me just marry. I met this guy, and we do the thing. So we get married, we have 2 lovely children, we're happy, everybody loves us, we're happy, the church likes us, everybody. After a while, I'm like, okay, now the kids are growing. Thank you very much for this arrangement. I was never really into this stuff in the first place. I gotta go, thank you. Bye.
Use are done.
And I'm done because you've used me because you wanted to have a wife. Me, I used you because my parents wanted me to marry. We've used each other to the point where I used it. And I want to leave. Why are we making it an issue? Why society forces me to stay?
Okay, so but the thing is, the marriage is not about just one person. It's about the 2 of you. You can't just decide and say, this is, okay, at some point, if you are going to change your mind in the middle part of the marriage, what about the other person? That's one thing. That's why we just have to make sacrifice and be patient so that we'll be able to live together and cohabit. Most times it's the conflict that makes us to feel like, we need to leave this marriage and all of that. I think we should start teaching people how to manage conflicts when they come up in marriages, so that when we get into marriage, we know how to handle ourselves, so that we will avoid divorce.
Let's take a comment on social media. We're wrapping up very soon.
Hafsa A cases at YK, not always about someone else. Someone like me enjoys my company, so that it's, if not for fulfillment of destiny, maybe it's not for no marriage safe. Uzo Blessing says marriage can also be a form of alliance. Naija Cruz says Atieni Kuti, kudos to your mom, she was a very tolerant woman. I witnessed it firsthand at J.K. Braless' house on Atinuke Olabanji. She will never leave her apartment for Felazo, no matter what.
Stella Chukudi says, I'm presently in such a situation of being in a troubled marriage, but making sacrifice because of the children and financial incapacity for almost 35 years.
Bilikis Moenike says, Mafe says, I don't get why it's assumed a woman who divorces wants to remarry. You have no idea what trauma she's been through. She may just want to be by herself.
Exactly. You know, and again, people get into marriage for different reasons, you know, and the truth is that when they finally decide to leave, I think society must, I mean, divorce, in my own religion, divorce is definitely not something you consider. It's not encouraged. Although people do get divorced, but it's not encouraged at all because God hates divorce. However, you know, the reality of today is that there are people that have gotten into that union in the first place on wrong terms. And there's no way when you get into that kind of union, when the foundation is not solid, at some point it's going to crack. So these cracks are what people are seeing, where they're saying, you know what, I'm done, 20 years, 30 years, let me stay there for my children, and after that, I'll leave. And I think I mean, it's heartbreaking to see a whole 30 years gone, but I think it's also not totally gone. I think that 30 years is a value that have raised or produced X amount of children.
I think they had 3 or 4 kids.
Yeah, so I think it is value. We shouldn't look at it as she lost 30 years. But now you can actually become a better person after divorce. But I think it was just worth talking about, just to remind ourselves that people will take adult decisions and we should just understand that people are different. That's all we can take on this segment. When we come back, we'll take on the next topic. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas. It shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move weigh in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty, erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting, as the arts are meant to be.
Get ready to step into the heartbeat of your city like never before. Welcome to Events Diary, where every moment is a celebration. From the electric energy of Owambe extravaganza, to the richness of our culture, to the sophistication of corporate gatherings, Events Diary is your VIP pass to the hottest gatherings in Nigeria. And guess what? I'll be your guide, your style icon. Each week, join me as I transform from traditional chic to corporate sleek. Whether it's a birthday bash or a high-profile gala, you won't just sit, you'll feel like you're right there with me. Aww. From meetings to evening soirees, I'll be there. Or to the trendiest street festivals or to music concerts, Events Diary has something for everyone. So join me as we explore the vibrant tapestry of Nigerian scene, one event at a time.
Martin Luther King Jr. was born in Atlanta, Georgia, January 15, 1929. The son of a Baptist minister, King received a doctorate degree in theology and in 1955 helped organize the first major protest of the African-American civil rights movement, the successful Montgomery bus boycott. King participated in and led marches for the right to vote, desegregation, labor rights, and other civil rights. He advocated civil disobedience and nonviolent opposition against segregation in the South, influenced by Mahatma Gandhi. The peaceful protests he led throughout the American South were often met with violence. Nonetheless, Dr. King and his supporters were persistent and the movement gained momentum. Dr. King was a powerful orator. He appealed to Christian and American ideals and won growing support from the federal government and Northern White. In 1963, Bayard Rustin and A. Philip Randolph led the massive march on Washington for jobs and freedom. The event's grand finale was King's famous I Have a Dream speech. 250,000 people gathered outside the Lincoln Memorial to hear the steering speech. In 1964, the civil rights movement achieved two of its greatest successes: the ratification of the 24th Amendment, which abolished the poll tax, and the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which prohibited racial discrimination in employment and education and outlawed racial...
Thanks for staying with us. So our next story is about a veteran Nollywood actress, Ngozi Ezechu, who lambasted two young ladies for wearing a crop top and a braless top to an audition. The video went viral yesterday and everybody's talking about it. And listen, if the whole Nigeria is talking about it and your view haven't spoken about it, it hasn't been talked about. So we had to discuss it here. What are your thoughts on this? The video went viral. Many of you saw it, and I think our producers are going to try to show you the video very quickly so that you can also see. So she was actually questioning why they would come for auditions, especially because of how Nollywood has been perceived. You know, people look at the role of being an actor, an actress, as such that people who are for loose women. So she felt that it was wrong for you to come to an audition, that she's a woman who is dignified and she expects them to also treat that profession with dignity. And this is me paraphrasing what she's saying. So she expected them to come more decently, but they came, the lady in particular wore a crop top without wearing undergarments, and she was quite vocal about her views. And even viral, people had different views. Some agreed with her, said that yes, tough love. Others are saying that she had no right to speak to her in that way because the lady could also sue her for trying to publicly humiliate her. What are your own thoughts on this? Because this is a moral conversation. You can call us on 090-241-63440. You can also send us messages on YouTube and on X. We'll be happy to read your thoughts. All right, so I'm not sure who would like to go first. I don't want to start with YK because I know her perspective. And whatever you say can be used against you in the court of social media. So we don't want to say, YK.
No, I must commend what she did. you know, we no longer do what we call a busybody. Now call it busybody. Growing up, we had mothers like this who joined our parents to nurture us. I remember those days, me, so I had one. I always say how she cut the lining of my mini skirt and say, if you want to flaunt it properly. And, you know, just to address. And I felt, my sense of decency felt it was too much to wear a short skirt. And I stopped wearing them. And so we see people who will join and make that community that raise a child. And these days now, in the days of the woke people, everybody just face their front, but they'll be gossiping it.
Yeah.
Did they want me see when you left home? Okay. You know, and all those sly comments. Rather than that, she took it upon herself to say, and in the profession that they are in, this is one of the things that they're being criticized for. An average Nigerian thinks low of an actress, except they have grossed 1.6 billion. Like Jennifer did, like Funke Akindele did. If they have not gross money, they think, no, we can't be married to them, they can't have a stable home, they can have a stable, because they're in public, they're in the arts, and they're doing, what they do is belittled. You know, so she had to put some respect, if not at all, if she had not even achieved anything by talking to the girls, she would have given another impression of those who think low of, you know, people in her profession, that we have a very high sense of decency and we respect ourselves, because she has addressed it. Why will you even, if they were going for an interview, would they go like that? Exactly. So why would they show up for an audition in braless tops where you can be seeing, these days now you'll be walking around, you'll be seeing people's pointers. People no longer know how to wear a proper bra. So it's just a tactic. I totally support what she did.
Me, I don't agree with you, Nima. I'm sorry. I don't agree. I don't know. I'm not saying they should have turned up to the audition like that. They could have been decently dressed going to the audition. But I think that it wasn't really any of her business. All she had to do was reject them. I don't want people who dress like you on my... That's all. I don't feel... And because she made the statement, even when I was your age, I don't want to be a hypocrite. Because when I was that age... Me go,
you wear that
tight jeans, this small top. You see, we forget. As old people, we forget what we did. So when we are criticizing the young people, we forget that if I didn't have picture of myself, I have a picture of myself. I want one small white top like this, one jean like this. I was sexy. I will go. Now because my belly don't big, I can't wear it. I will not be big. I'm explaining how
that because she's acting out her age. You say young girl, okay?
What I'm saying is, as an old person,
yes,
as a 64-year-old, I forget what I did. I have forgotten what I did at 24 or 20. How when my stomach was flat, I had six-pack. If I wear it now, you will come and say, Auntie, this is your belly. Are you not ashamed to be showing this your belly about? Now, decency has told me that you can't dress like that. I see all the young kids today, they are wearing crop tops now, all of them.
So I'm not saying anybody's against crop top. We're saying you don't wear that on audition. The same way you would not have worn that to an interview you had, YK.
Exactly. I'm saying so because it's her set.
Yes.
Because it's her set, she can tell them, I don't like women just like you on my set. Please.
But it wasn't crop top that she was complaining about. So they were not wearing, they were not wearing anything inside, and of course the top too was also short. So everything was showing. If you see that video, you see the way their body parts really showing. So to me, I think that she did the right thing as a mother. She's coming from a motherly. Okay.
Go ahead.
So I think she's coming from a motherly point of view, which is very okay. She could have easily sent them away, but I think she wants to give them a chance, you know, so that they will know that, okay, look, you're coming for something, you should dress properly so that you can have a chance to be at, to be one of the actors there. And then another thing is this. If eventually they get that this thing, they'll be putting them in rubbish roles because of the way that see, look, the way you dress, you'll be addressed that way. You'll be addressed that way. So if at the end of the day they give them this acting career and all of that, they will be putting them in roles where they'll be telling them to go act where they are doing prostitution and all of that.
What YK is saying.
So it starts from now.
I hear that. there are two angles, and I agree with you. I agree. I mean, I think both of us are having good conversation here. Now, there's a part of don't judge me the way I am. Judge me for the content of what I'm bringing. So I could be the best actor or the best actress that you have. If there's a possibility, yeah, I probably dressed the way because that's where my state of mind is. Now, if you have allowed me to audition, maybe you'd have seen that gold, the talent I have, the natural talent I have, you'd have seen it and be able to harness it for what you want. But if you dismiss me so early, you will lose the opportunity. That's one argument. The other argument is, yes, she's a veteran Nollywood actress. And she has, I think she has every right. You know when they say, she's allowed, she has every authority, she has earned it to say it even more than she has said it. Because she has paid her dues. So from who she is, absolutely, she had the right. No, if it was a younger person, I would have questioned it a bit. But this woman, Ngozi, she has the right to say and call you out and walk you home. Because she's a mother figure, she has been in that industry, and we respect her. So there are two ways of looking at it.
I was raised by 3 women, my mom and 2 of her friends, and they were not Muslim women. In fact, one was Catholic, the other was Anglican, and they were collective when they talk about what was decent. I remember having one dress, we bought it Okrikadem. He had this and one of them, she's wearing, she say, "Auntie, na night dress you wear. Where you they go for afternoon? This fashion thing, not go sit down where we school you. That the evening dresses. This is not be the clothes when you go take the waka fast. Come on, go back inside. You know, so can we talk about appropriate dressing at an appropriate time? And why people don't even know the difference anymore? I know someone who goes to a workplace in a biker's shorts, and I'm wondering, you pass. As in you pass, because that our building then, before I come down, we're at the 2nd floor. By the time I come down to the 1st floor and finally downstairs, I would have met the 3 of them. You know, somebody would have told you, get out. You don't even know how to dress. You should say,
excuse me.
Can we talk about appropriate dressing?
My father has a song. In that song, he says, Africa hot, I like am so, I know what to wear. But my friends don't know. He put in shirt, he put in tie, he can't cover all with his cap. See, this country is a hot country. So
somewhere is spaghetti
now. This country is a hot country, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Then you go and wear everything because you say you are then hit you because you'll be sweating. These ones don't want to sweat.
So we should wear
they know that it is a hot country. Let us not. I'm sure the 2 of you are always hot.
Like we are the ones most comfortable.
Okay, we are not hot. Anything. We are doing very well.
This thing I might say. I mean, I think I have shared this story. My aunt, she's probably watching. Mrs. Shola Adeshoko. As I said before that, I went to Achebe with my stepmom. I mean, she had that very liberal mindset. You know, we did braids. Or myself and my sister then, we did braids. And I did the braids all the way to my bum. So my stepmom was very liberal to allow me to have the braids. So we were in Achebe, we had a fantastic summer holiday, we enjoyed ourselves. And I came home to Lagos, I was so excited because I know my mother would never allow me to wear that kind of braids. But I came to Lagos and I was really excited. Now because my dad saw the hair, he didn't say anything. When my mom saw me enter, because I had traveled with them, I came back home. She didn't question it because since my dad had approved it, she just kept quiet. But the moment I stepped into my aunt's house, Miss Adeshokon's house, I was so excited. She just looked at me. She didn't even say anything. Went straight to get her pair of scissors and cut it off. What nonsense is this? What are you wearing? I was 8 years old. She told me, you are 8. She cut it off.
Yeah.
And after that, my mother was planning a photo shoot. In fact, interesting, I posted the picture because you could see the braids was cut. You could see it was razor cut. So I did my photo shoot with the razor cut braids. She cut it off. So my mother, came back, I'll send it to you. And I came back to my mom. My mother was wondering, who cut the hair? I was not, because I was crying, I was leaving, I was angry. And she cut my braids. She's not my mother. But today I remember that story. Because my mother in her mind said, this is too long for this. So it's this kind of mothers were saying that's who Ngozi is. She's telling you to your face. Now,
she's a community mother. And we always, see, if we don't just all put our mouth, Auntie Annie, I agree with you, the country is hot. But you know, we now see camel's foot on ladies on the road.
What is camel's foot?
Why you don't know that one?
How am I supposed to say it on a breakfast show now?
Okay,
You see pointers on ladies on the road. Camel toe,
yes, camel toe.
How is that?
Why Kate? Don't worry, I'll tell you the break. Do the break. I'll tell you.
How can you dress and everything you're supposed to cover is visible?
I'm not saying. You see, that is not what I'm saying.
I'm not asking anybody to wear a hijab. I'm just asking.
I'm just saying there. You spoke about spaghetti top.
Yeah. In the afternoon.
What is it?
No, it's fine.
It is hot.
But it might not be quite.
Let me tell you, at my age now, I will not wear a spaghetti top because I have fat arms. I
don't have fat arms.
Excuse me.
If I let her finish her point.
I'm saying, or a sleeveless top. Women wear sleeveless tops now. Now because I can't wear it. I'm doing pepper body now. I say. I beg you, see them, they are wearing sleeveless top in the afternoon. It's a night dress. It's not a night dress.
Okay,
so it's a sundress. Excuse me, there is a sundress. What is a sundress? A sundress is you tie it up here, there are no sleeves,
and it's good for the
that's a sundress.
Because we are going to summer, hold on, you are missing it. No verse, Ramon. There are time appropriate dressing, there are place appropriate dressing. And they should be worn to the right places. What I bought is an okrika dress, and I did not know what an evening dress was at the time. I wear it for the wrong time. You know, even reach evening, early morning, I wear my own
pajamas.
No, it was a dress.
Okay.
It had some design, had a very nice showed off the cleavage and everything. And I thought a very beautiful dress. I just wear my own, come outside the wrong time, and they had to tell me if I had an evening event that was an appropriate dress, go and pull it, Joe. When you have evening events, and you wear it, and there's certain times you will come out, things that you should be wearing, there's heat. In my house, I wear spaghetti. I wear the bomb shorts in my house in heat. I go around in my house naked. That's for my house. I don't step out of my house to come and offend YK's fiance's face with my bomb shorts outside. So there are public places.
Where YK is coming from is that, listen, we must understand that our culture
that argument of moral, I cannot come out. Let's say we are neighbors, and I'm wearing my bomb short, and I come out like that with the whole thing with my waist beads, walking around your husband.
It's your right to do that.
But it is offensive. No, it's offensive to who? It is my right. It's not your right to take offense.
No, it's not your right to take offense that you are flaunting this thing in front of my husband.
No, your own right.
So, but listen,
you don't have a right.
Let's explain it. You have a right to walk naked. Anybody can choose to walk half naked. Yes. That's their business. They can make that. It is their dog. Wait, no, naked of course is an offense. I'm just saying that what I'm trying to use it as you can wear what you want to wear. But if somebody now gets offended because I will say doing it in front of my spouse, that is on me, not on the person that wore the clothes. It is me that's taking offense, not the person who wore the clothes. But it doesn't concern me. That's the point. So me, I'm taking offense. My personal offense.
Good. It's not the point I'm trying to make. So you can be free what you want.
Yes.
And you can be offended what you want.
Okay, so why do we wear clothes? Are we not wearing clothes to cover up all the places that are not supposed to be shown? That's why we wear clothes. So number one, number two, the environment
is an offense.
Environment.
But if you cover all those things and you are still sexy,
it's fine.
Okay, what is cover? Like define what is cover, because cover, there are different ways of covering. There's some places that only cover just a certain portion, that other portions are still showing. So
it's surprising we're having this conversation and they're already regulating dressing at universities, and people don't know that these young children.
Okay, so let me say, can I say something? The environment matters. Because you see, like, I'm looking at the northern environment. I'm telling you, nobody will go for an audition dressed like that in the north. Before you even come out from your house, as you are staying on the streets, they will have started what's going on, and everything. You yourself, you know that you will not even come out. So since I even got to Lagos, most times when I see women dressed, I'm always looking like I always get lost. Like, did they come out? Did their parents see them dressed like this before they come out, before they came out and all of that? So I'm always lost. In the north, you can't dress like that. There's even just ordinary t-shirts and jeans. You see us wear that black something to cover up because we still feel like we are.
Where I want this conversation to go to. I understand the both sides of the divide. I absolutely understand. But where I want us to see things from, where is that a young person is saying, don't judge me because of what I'm wearing. Judge me by the content of what I am. So again, going back to what I said earlier, that girl can actually be the best actor, the next Genevieve in our country. That girl could actually be. So if you don't give her the opportunity to audition just because of what she's wearing, you have totally robbed us of her talent. So my point is that, yes, you have a perspective. Is it possible for you to still audition her as is? And then let her understand, okay, going forward, for the role you are coming for, we don't want you dressed this way. Maybe if you're going to a party, it's fine. But for here, we prefer you this way. So we don't judge people according to that.
For someone who had to fight to wear the hijab through schooling and growing up in Lagos, I would say yes. I would say you might just be losing your best talent because you're judging dressing. But when we talk of the sense of decency, I think it's almost universal. Almost universal. It just might vary length to length. There are certain things that you cannot just show up looking like. Okay, I'm in a profession where if you remove religion, judges can tell you, you can't be in my face. There are certain clothes you can't wear to court. So there are time appropriate places for certain kind of dressing.
Certainly. So
you cannot just come to a corporate entity because you're a Gen Z and you're a techie and looking like that in your sneakers and everything for a proper pitch. You know, those are some of the things we are talking about.
So let's say
you don't have somebody to tell you different.
There are stories of what is appropriate and what you can wear when you are hot. So there are two different things. You can wear your bomb shorts and your tops. If you are hot, that's fine and accepted. But if you are going for an audition, there are things that are appropriate to wear, and that's also noted. True story. Just 2 days ago, I think it was director of People's CEO was saying that she saw somebody on the staircase in the office just here, and he was wearing slippers, looking like, so she was not, sorry, which one of the contractors, because we still have workers on site, so which one of the contractors are you working with? Who, sorry, you're wearing slippers. Again, I'm an intern. So then the CEO said she had to look again in this place with slippers. Hello? You're coming from, you left your house on with a pair of slippers to an office that we thought you were one of the contractors. So again, is that thing of what is appropriate. You're living your, so that girl may, if you have respect for the profession you're about to go into. So that's what Ngozi is trying to say. Respect our profession.
Exactly.
Don't come that way to us.
You see, I just love what you have just said. There are appropriate places that you can wear.
Yes.
Wear your slippers to the office. If I'm your boss, I will ask you to go home. Or you come with the shirtless to the office because you say it's hot. I will say, uncle, why aren't you wearing the shirt? So what I'm saying, and I like this one that Nima spoke about her hijab, because she was judged for her hijab. You know, and we shouldn't judge people by what they wear. It is the content of it's here. It's here. You see, I agree that they shouldn't have won it to the audition.
Okay, so I think
what I'm saying is, don't tell me, you can't wear this. When I was your age, I didn't wear it. And I'm looking from my own point of view, because when I was her age, because I could wear it.
You're Fela's daughter now.
No. You are judging me by who my father was. That's judging. I didn't wear it because of who my father was. I wore it because
you said that. Okay, you grew up, you saw dancers half naked on the rally stage. It was normal.
I'm missing one thing.
She didn't hear me. I said you grew up as a child seeing half naked ladies dancing on the rally stage. It was normal to you.
That is stage. Stage, you want to go and wear hijab on stage?
No, not possible now. You can wear skimpy things as a young person because you grew up, it was normal to you.
It's not. So all the children I see wearing crop top, their father is Fela. I see all the children, Gen Z's now,
all of them.
I see my nieces, and I'm like, hey, what are you wearing? But then I
remember that this
is come on, reverse your thinking. Because you said when you are that age, all I'm saying is when we grow, we should look back. Always look back to who and what you were.
Don't judge
before you judge
this young boy. Let me go on a break, Unima. I'm sorry. Let me jump in. Let me go on a short break. When we come back, we'll wrap up this conversation. If YK will allow us, stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun.
Oh, wow. My typical day is filled with meetings, consultations, and of course, traffic. And that's all part of the hustle and bustle of city life. But the real fun starts when I can just settle down and catch up with all my favorite programs on TVC. Believe me, it's pure entertainment.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regular.
So let me go and look for my jam results.
My 20 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
Okay, that's all we can take. Ezechu, close the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back? You should start the gym to get fat. Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference? There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying. So pole dancer,
you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, it's the empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too.
Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the better? You scissors. What is his name?
That woman.
Damn.
Today we'll go here.
Hey.
Who even invented, who in the society said women must wear bra? That's Bolaji Flow Show.
Must wear?
He said, who in the society said women must always wear bra? Did Eve wear bra? A week. Billy Keys Mafia says, Auntie YK is very blunt. You know she doesn't mince words. She's very genuine. That's Billy Keys. So since you're looking then, Shadrach, where is your message? Says, I totally disagree with Madam YK and Mariah. No matter how talented you are, you need a good attitude to get to where you want to be. As a woman, you can't dress like that.
Okay, so someone said that.
Modinot sent me a text. Auntie Yenny, at the rate these Gen Zs are about going naked, if not checked, we had better start now to do a check on the dangerous trend.
Well, I think
there's a point here.
If the founder
someone said that she overreacted, that most of the Hollywood people, most of them, they show their bodies online.
She's trying to fix that.
And in movies,
she's trying to fix that.
You can see them that. So
as a veteran,
they are
she has
models.
every right to try to fix that. And that was just the next generation from trying to say, you can't come down.
Let's talk about serious actresses. I've seen the behind-the-scene production of the movie Everybody Loves Jennifer. And on each set, I did not see Jennifer in a bra top.
Honestly.
Jennifer is...
hold up.
She's not Gen Z.
I didn't see her in a bra top. Neither did I see her in an outrageously looking hairstyle. She's walking. You see you that you are now aspiring. You are the one that come there. Your hair is all the way to your toes.
Yes.
And you're wearing a tight. And you're wearing a braless crop top. You want to come like that.
If Jennifer wears that,
then if they define you,
is not a young lady.
If they then define you by how you look.
This show, excuse me, Nima, if I come on this show tomorrow and I wear one sexy,
you live
something is wrong.
Yes. She was saying she's acting her age. She's young. That's why
you will think that something is wrong with my head.
We all acted our age.
If I see myself like that, I will think something.
Oh no, Auntie Annie.
So the children that are going to go and meet somebody that is that elderly need to dress so they know that when they go there, this woman is not going to accept that kind of dressing. So everybody should just...
Excuse me.
He's not even about the woman.
Tell them nicely. Say, this dressing is not appropriate. Go and come back.
Go and change.
Chikena. Don't tell me when I was like that at your age. I don't know. Show me your picture of that age.
Is that when I was like? Is that correct?
Show me your picture of that age.
Why is that the problem?
Why is that penny?
Is it not this Auntie Yedi that is sitting here? Shall we should open our own outside?
What?
I could not carry my tummy after I had my child. Pass Auntie Yedi looking flabby. She will not accept it.
She will tell you.
And when she had her own,
she go on social media and say, Nima, please,
this your belly is too big. It's because there's no video. I remember my first teacher was bought by Auntie Yeni. It was Wumi, Regina, and another person. It took 4 people to wear it for me to get my body back in shape. She does not accept anyhow body. You have to be fit, proper, looking well. This is our provost in house, and she's the one querying another provost in her own space because video have shown.
Simple.
God bless you.
I said, don't. Where I disagree
because you need to record that one.
When I was so did I go on social media and be saying, Nima, where's Sincha? I just told you privately. Where's Sincha? This your belly.
That was supposed to be on social media. I was sitting on this seat on the show, and Tierney sent me a message. See your tummy, sit well.
I sent you a message. I didn't even say it loud.
So why can you see you and Ngozi? You are exactly the same thing.
You are
the same thing.
We are not the same thing. Because I would not say when I was your age. Because unless you show me a picture of when I was your age. If I show you a picture of when I was your age, when I was that age.
Let me tell you. Let me give you.
You will tell me to shut up.
Wait. Let me give you one. Let me take Temple first. Temple, thanks for calling. You're live. Wait, I'm coming to you. How are you? Temple, are you there? Thanks for calling.
Yes.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Thank you. Thank you for the nice work you're doing. Honestly, those ladies, those girls, I don't think they came from a home. And I don't think they have parents.
Are you clapping?
Yes. I don't think they have parents. If they had parents, I don't think they would go out of the house like that. If I were to be in that audition venue, I would flog the hell out of them. How could somebody dress that kind of a thing outside? Morals are now lacking in the society.
That's not acceptable. Okay, let me tell you why. When there was a time.
Attitude. I do not.
Why would you flog somebody else's child? That's what I'm saying.
That's your judgmental attitude. I do not like.
There was a time, YK, when on the show where they were accusing me, or maybe I said something that I wear bubu around the house. You, YK, scold me. You scolded me.
You have witnesses.
I should wear boys when I was your age, when I was your team. Where you wear stank top around the house.
In your husband's house.
Yes. You scolded me. Yes. I scolded me. Somebody would have recorded you and scolded. I posted on social media.
You were having your view.
No,
it was your view.
You were scolding me. Yes.
In your live show. Hold on.
So somebody would have recorded and posted it.
It was your view discussion.
Yes.
Somebody probably did even. Where you said you wear boo in the house. I said if you are wearing the boo, make sure you are naked under. I said that. I also said, please be sexy for your husband.
Yes, I agree.
I said it.
I agree.
And I stand by it.
Nobody say. I'm just saying that when nobody
the house,
nobody say you are wrong.
The point
I'm saying that you have scolded me in public.
Yeah.
I would have preferred that conversation privately. What if I could have preferred that conversation privately?
Yeah, we are always scolding ourselves on the platform. So that one is not. She has accused me. She has accused my father today on this table.
Yes.
Talked about my father. I was there. Shake my body.
I want to take this comment. BC Olabisi says, I am seeing some particular comments from some men here, and all I could sense from it is that they are molesters. That's why they are happy to see women expose their bodies. I think I want to agree because I've seen so many comments and shock is catching me. That some people will just be enjoying young girls, exposing bodily parts. Is that what you want to address, or the mind of the girl? Can we focus on how intelligent they can be, if that can be taken care of? Some people cannot even have sense. That's where the eye will be. You are talking to a girl and you have already seen everything.
We have to wrap up.
At the end of the day,
Ramatu has the floor, YK.
Okay, Ramatu, because we have not let you talk. I'm going to say this one before we close.
We are closing now.
Close the show.
Ramatu,
okay, parents, we just need to do better. We need to be sure. We need to make sure that our girls dress well, so that they can be addressed well, so that they won't be embarrassed the way.
No, I think that's debatable. But go ahead, YK.
I just want to say, if there is appropriate dressing for different places, if you are going to the office space, or you dress like you are going to create a good impression, but let us stop judging these young girls, because I know, because I see my nieces, and when I see them, my first reaction is, hey, what are you? Then I will remember. Let us try and be going back
that there was some
to
that time.
To our own youth.
I wanted to wrap up
How
with engineer Tijani, who said that the society is going down. Auntie YK is talking to you. Society is going down with loss of values, and we need collective effort to restore these values. Nigeria is not the hottest country in the world, and you can compare our weather with Arabian Peninsula, which is hotter. People should just dress modestly, and no one will feel concerned. If we have to look the other way, in all cases, our society will turn to dark ages. People should not define the term freedom to mean something that is absolute. There is a reason why they say decency is not a pride.
Forget.
Okay, that is all we can take on today's show. Hope you learned a few things, as we have. Have a great day. See you tomorrow.
Everybody greet our provost.
Provost.
Presentation by ShopX TV. It's ShopX Bonanza time. ShopX TV. It's